What is yoga for you? Stability, strength, flexibility, energy. My friends, all these words are the benefits of yoga. But what exactly is yoga? That I'm going to tell you in this today's video. Before that, please, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, do like, share and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Also, you can hit on the bell icon to get my further notifications of the upcoming videos. Okay, so let's start. Yoga, a beautiful definition by Sage Patanjali. Let's begin with this. Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. He has explained beautifully that yoga is the control of fluctuations of the mind. Chitta means your consciousness, your internal consciousness, your manas. Vritti means the fluctuations of that consciousness, fluctuations of mind. And Nirodha means nothing but cessation, means you're controlling. That means it is a control of the fluctuations of mind. Yoga is the control of fluctuations of mind. You know what? Sage Patanjali has given importance to mind rather than the body, because mind actually connects the body. Okay, if your mind is unsteady, your body also will react in the same way. If your mind is reacting in a confusing way, your body also will get confused, and this will create a lot of diseases in the body. So if your mind is stable and calm, your body also will remain calm and disease free. So to get disease free, we have to follow this beautiful path, that is Ashtanga Yoga. So Ashta means 8, Anga means the limbs, the body. Now as a body has lots of limbs like two hands, 2 legs, and all these working together as one body. Same way, these 8 limbs work together towards a balanced, healthy lifestyle. That is yoga. So how to go about it? Let me tell you step by step. First is the yama. Yama means what? It is nothing but the external disciplines, means how you react, your behavior. It is the yama. Your personality, like there are the 5 yamas. First one is ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-violence. You should not harm anyone. You should not speak bad about anyone. Non-violence. Okay. Satya. Second one is satya. Truthfulness means you should not lie to anyone. Mostly yamas are the don'ts. You should not do nots. Okay. So you should not lie to anyone. Tell the truth. Third one is asteya. Asteya means actually it is the you should not steal anything. It's the non-stealiness. You have to not steal. Now not stealing means what? You have to there are certain ideas also which can be stealed, not only like robbery, even ideas can be stealed. So that way, so asteya. The fourth one is brahmacharya. Brahmacharya means it is a celibacy. That means you are actually you should control on your desires, on your emotions. Too much of high emotions are not good. Even in the sexual pleasures, controlling of those sexual pleasures are very important. That is brahmacharya. And the fifth one is aparigraha, means non-possessiveness. You should not be possessive towards other person. If the other person is achieving something, you have to get inspired by that person, not get possessive with that. Okay. Now the next, niyamas. Now in niyamas you have the first one, that is saucha. As I told you, niyamas are nothing but your internal disciplines, means how you internally are, how you are with yourself. Are you clean? Cleanliness. Saucha is very important. Means your bowels, bladder should be clean. Before coming to your 1 hour of yoga practice, you should make sure you're clean completely. Even you have to take bath and then come. Okay, that is saucha. Second one is santosha, means are you happy? You should be happy. Okay, contentment, santosha. So whatever happens, whatever challenges you're facing, just give a smile and every problem will get a solution. Now the tapas means the austerity, means it is nothing but you are in a discipline. When you are in a particular discipline, you are doing everything in time to time routine. You are following the routine on time and you are having your internal disciplines, external, you are following everything. So that means you are following the tapas. Okay, next is a swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means the self study, studying your inner self, and also studying the scriptures of yoga, Vedas, Upanishads. All this also comes under swadhyaya. Okay, the next is last one, Ishvara Pranidhana. When you say Ishvara Pranidhana, means you are surrendering towards God. When you surrender everything towards God without any greediness, you are not praying to God that I want this, I want that. That means you are surrendering towards God. Okay, it is not just giving offering towards God. Okay, you are actually having that gratitude towards God. You are having the gratitude towards your life. Me, I am here, but why I am here? I am here because He is guiding me. The Supreme, the God is guiding me. So God is ultimately that energy which is guiding us. So you have to believe in that energy. Okay, now this was the yamas, niyamas. After this comes the asanas. Third one is asanas. Can you imagine? Asanas is not yoga. Asanas is a part of yoga. That means it is a step towards yoga. Okay, so when you are practicing asanas, means what? It is the Sthira Sukham Asanam, which is the definition described by Sage Patanjali. That means asana should be steady and comfortable. It should not be unsteady. Whenever you are practicing any asana, you should not move. You should be stable. Also, you should be happy in that posture. You should be comfortable. Even if you are in a difficult posture, you should enjoy the stretch wherever you are getting stretch. Enjoy it and practice. Okay. Next comes the pranayam. That is the fourth limb. Pranayam. Prana means life force, and ayama means the elongation of the life force. So when you are focusing on your breath, when you completely take deep breathing, you are becoming more aware of that breath. And when you are becoming more aware of the breath, that means your prana will be elongated. Okay, that is what is pranayam. Okay? The next, after the fourth limb, is the fifth one is a pratyahara. You know, pratyahara is actually it's a bridge between the yama, niyama, asanas, pranayam, and between the last three, okay, limbs. Means it is actually in the center. It is said to be in the center. Like from the 8 limbs of yoga, the 5th limb is a central part, pratyahara. That means you are actually from the external discipline, you are now coming towards the internal awareness of your body. Okay, so pratyahara means withdrawal of the senses. That means what? Your senses will become stilled. You are withdrawing all the senses. Now this, when you practice yoga, you must have noticed this, that after practicing pranayam, you are closing your eyes. You are actually, during the pranayam stage also, you are closing your eyes. You are becoming more aware of your breath. Then what happens? Your mind will become stilled. But before your mind gets stilled, your eyes and your ears will become stilled. Okay, you will not get easily distracted at that moment. That means it is the withdrawal of the senses, pratyahara. Okay, so when you are withdrawing all the senses towards you, you will become more aware of your internal body, internal self within you. Okay, so this was the pratyahara stage. After this stage, you will become you will be easily going towards meditation after pratyahara. When you achieve this pratyahara, then only you will go towards the meditation stage. Okay, so then comes the dharana, means the concentration. This is the 6th limb. Concentration means, if you say desha bandha chittasya dharana, this is another explanation from Sage Patanjali. Means what? Means your entire, the place where you are focusing, you will be able to focus in a better way. Desha bandha chittasya. Desha means the place. Bandha means fixing the place of your concentration. Okay, fixing the place where you want to concentrate. Yes, desha bandha chittasya. Of chitta means your manas, your consciousness. That is the dharana. Okay, so you're fixing the mind, okay, the mind fluctuations towards one particular place. Okay, that is concentration. So now next comes the dhyana. Tatra pratyaya ekatanta dhyanam. Means what? Means your entire focus will be ekatanta, means at one point, when your entire mind fluctuations, mind is getting controlled and stilled and going towards one particular point, after the dharana, yes, then only you will achieve this dhyana. Okay, ekatanta dhyanam. Yes, after the meditation part, the last eighth limb is a samadhi. Samadhi means then you will be liberated. It is a liberation. Samadhi is nothing but it is a stage wherein you are in ultimate peace and your individual self will be connected towards the universal self. This will happen when you are deep into meditation, long hours of meditation. Yes, that will lead you towards the samadhi, ultimate realization of your inner self. And this was the Ashtanga Yoga philosophy. Now this reminds me of a tree. Now if you see a tree, if you want to get a nice tree, right, then what you have to do? You have to first prepare the soil. Then you have to have a seed. Then you have to, put the seed in the soil. You have to sow the seed. You have to water it. And you have to get that, it has to get a sunlight also. With that, the plant will grow. That plant will then grow into a tree with complete daily struggle, daily practice. Yes, then only it will grow into a beautiful tree, and then only it will give you fruits, it will give you shelter, all this, right? That is yoga. Yoga also gives you lot of peace, lot of balance in your life. Just the thing is, daily practice is very important. Daily you practice these yama, niyama, asana, pranayama. You are going daily into the steps. Daily if you apply this yoga knowledge in your practical life, then my friend, you will get that ultimate peace. You will get a fruit of your action. You will get that shelter which you get from a tree. You will also be happy. You will be, they'll say happy. You will be satisfied. So this was a beautiful lesson of Ashtanga Yoga, and today's lesson is over. I hope you got this entire concept and you will follow this. Just type AY for Ashtanga Yoga in the comments below so that you really follow it. दिल से. And my friend, I am telling you, अगर आपने दिल से follow किया ना, तो आप हर एक step को अच्छे से समझ पाओगे और achieve भी करोगे. Yes, remember that you have to go one step ahead, not behind. Okay, follow this concept and apply in your daily life. Namaste.